And hello everybody, and welcome to the first video in the 2020 PDC Darts Simulator World Championship Preview video series. This is going to be the most awesome set of videos we've ever made, because not only are we going to have some awesome darts analysis, we're also going to have an amazing co-host, none other than the wonderful Merel van Selm. Say hello, Merel.
Hi guys.
So
Thanks
if
for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining us. So, if anybody didn't know Meryl, she is a journalist, writer, interviewer, you name it, she does it in the darts world, and she is absolutely amazing with it. She knows the players, she knows her stuff, so she is going to add so much to this collection of previews. So, we are very, very lucky to have her here and to share her absolute wonderful insight. So, anything you'd like to say before we kick it off?
First of all, I'm very much looking forward to the World Championships, especially to the Asian players, because of course that's what I'm doing most, talking about the Asian players and writing articles. And well, let's see how it turns out.
I agree. It's a lot of excitement. There's going to be a lot of interesting first timers. We have two new ladies this year who are both more than qualified to be here, and a lot of international players who are going to be really interesting. So let's get it going. So in order to follow it best, we'll start with session 1, followed by 2, which I believe will be in the same video. If you want to follow along with the action, it will be in the lower left box where it says it's time for darts. And the scoreboard and the matchups will be on the top. If you couldn't figure that out, well, I don't really know what to tell you. So, our first matchup is going to be Justin Pipe, also known as the world's slowest player, against Benjamin Pratnimer, also known as some guy from Serbia. So, what do you think about this matchup here? It'll be the first one of the day.
Well, Benjamin Bradnamer, he's not very well known, so I'm really looking forward to see him. And well, Justin Pipe, we all know, uh, he's very slow. I don't think he had his best year, but I've seen him hitting a lot of 100 plus averages, a lot of good matches. So well, I'm actually looking forward to see him. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think Pipe should be the favorite here. He certainly has the experience level. Um, I would give. I think it'll probably be 3-0. I think Pipe will prevail. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think Pipe will win this easily.
All right. Well, let's take a look. So we've got. And just for the record, occasionally I input wrong commands. If I do, I just void the game and start over. So 5, 3, 1, 1. I'll be using true form, not random, or true random, if anybody knows what that is. I've discussed in other videos, so here we go. And tiebreakers are now in the last set. That's a brand new feature. I just put it in. I have tested it. It works completely. In fact, I lost to the tiebreaker in the last match I played, 4-2 in the last set. And Justin Pipe wins it 3-2, despite a rather lackluster average. Whew, that must have been a very uninteresting match, to say
Oh
the
yeah,
least.
just look at this doubling, 10-33. Wow,
Yeah, that's
that's a
not.
bit that's very good.
No, it's really not. So he will go on. We'll move down here. He will now face Daryl Gurney in the round of 64, I guess. So I line it up this way. So if anybody's following along, the next match will play Glenn Durant, and it just goes straight down the line like this. That's how I've always set my brackets up. So if you're following at home, you can kind of see where we're going. All right, up next we got Jose de Souza, a very talented Portuguese player, against Damon Hennon, also very talented Australian player who qualified for this World Championship on the DPA Pro Tour Order of Merit. He was first, and he also won a World Series event, so this should be a really good matchup.
I think this should be a good match. Could be close. Well, not sure who's going to win this. I think the Sousa will win because he's been very consistent as well on the pro tour.
I agree with that. He's definitely been very consistent. Hedda maybe was just kind of a flash in the pan, a one-hit wonder type at winning that World Series. Obviously, he had the
Yeah,
home court advantage, and
I thought but he was going to do really well at the World Series finals as well, but he didn't do well there. So
right.
I agree
So
with you being like a
yeah,
one day.
I think he's a nice player, but D'Souza's just
Yeah,
been so consistent all year. So let's get out there. I'm definitely thinking this will be close, though. So I'm
yeah.
thinking maybe 3-2. All right, so. And I may frequently say what I'm pushing out loud because it helps me not push the wrong buttons and crash the game. And we're off. I'm really looking forward to watching this one in real life.
Same.
And the winner is D'Souza, a very nice 95 average.
Great.
Yeah, if he keeps that up, 7 180s and 15 legs, he's got some chances to go places. He really does. So we'll go ahead and put that score in the books. We will move him down to play Glenn Durant, which we will, of course, address in a future video. Up next, a match I'm sure you are very interested in,
I
given your
sure am.
given your love of female darts. It is Ted Evetts, one of my awesome followers on Twitter, against Fallon Sherrock, who's messaged me once on Twitter. Those of you who
I know
don't
that
know,
story. I know that
yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah. So that's another story for another day. So I think this one could be actually pretty close. What do you think?
I think so as well. I'm really looking forward to see the real life match and how Fallon will do then. I followed the qualification on Dart Connect, and she hit a couple of 90 plus averages there. And I thought, if you do this in real life on the real World Championship, then you can actually do very well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match, and maybe she can even beat Ted.
Yeah, I think she certainly can. We certainly know she can score. My biggest concern would be the doubles, is
Yeah.
she seems to go in long streaks where she just can't finish a leg, and that would obviously be her demise on the big stage. Uh, as a note, I grade the female competitors as they are in real life. Whatever they would average and percent-wise is what I give them. I don't inflate them to try to level the playing field. I treat them as equals. So
Yes.
if she wins, she's winning by her own merit, not because I give her an advantage. And I also actually did predict Lisa Ashton to win a set last year. So the women in my game are more than capable of competing with and even beating the men. So with that said, let's get out there and see how she does. I think Yvette's wins, but I think she could win a set.
Let's see.
Let's see. And we are off. I think Ted's a good young player. But we all know what Fallon can do. Ooh, Ted
Ooh.
played very well.
She also hit like 87 average. That's not very good.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the best she can. I'm sure that's not the best she can do.
no, it's not. I've actually had her average in the 90s before in other simulations, so not her best day, but it is what it is. 78, obviously not going to get it done against a quality player, so she only won one leg out of 10, but maybe next year. Up next, we have Ron the Bomb Muhlenkamp against Ben Robb, whoever that is. Ben Robb, it was a DPNZ qualifier, so I guess he's from New Zealand.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't know much about him, but I do know that Ron the Bomb is a big lefty who loves tops. So how about you give us your insight? You should know these two guys quite well.
I know Ron, of course, because he's Dutch, and well, I don't know him in person, but I know because I've watched a lot of his matches, and I know a lot of his matches are very close because then he gets um uh like 3-0 up, and then somehow he always lets it slide, and then it gets really
Mm.
tense, and then he still wins. So um
Inconsistent doubling. The
yeah,
downfall.
right. So it could be very close because I just like see Ben Robb is a good player as well. He
Well,
did
that's
very
good.
well at the New Zealand Darts Masters. I see, like
That's
in
true, he did.
average wise.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah,
Yep,
could
let's
be
see what
quite
happens.
interesting.
I think the most amazing feat yet is I haven't pushed the wrong key. I almost did there. Uh,
I'm really looking forward to the next match as well. Rodriguez versus Malikdam.
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of. Well, we actually have a few very exciting matches in session one and
Yes.
two. Really, we had some good stuff coming up in both of these. And whoa, look at that! We have our first
Ooh,
mini upset. Well, look at that, a
that's.
one a
I
130
don't.
checkout to finish.
I don't really
Wow,
like this result. I don't like this result.
you don't like this result?
I
Oh,
want Ron to go through. I want Ron to go through.
so now we have. So now you're being a homer. I see how it is. All right, well, Ron, unfortunately for you and other Dutch fans, is not going through, but don't worry, there's quite many other Dutch players. Were there 7 or 8 Dutch players that made it this year?
I think it's 8.
8. Yeah, I think that's right.
I'm not sure, but I think it's
I
8.
believe it's 8. Anyway, we've got.
Last year there were more, right? I don't know.
I think so. Well, we have another
Yeah.
Dutch one coming up here in a couple of matches, who very well could be playing his final match. But again, that's
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a second. So, up next, well, you love
Yes.
this match. You kick us
Yeah.
off.
Two of my favorite players, Raubi John Rodriguez from Austria and Noel Malikdam from the Philippines. Um, yeah, Noah Malikdam, he got here by being on the Asian Tour Order of Merit, and Robbie John got here by being on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. I'm correct, right?
You are correct.
Okay, and so I said, yeah, both are on my list of favorite players. So
That's great.
I'll be a bit sad that one of them will be out of the tournament so quick.
So I haven't actually seen Noel play. How does he compare to like some of the other Asians that we might see more frequently, like Ciego or Paul Lim or guys like that? Is he quite up
Uh,
to their level, or maybe not quite there yet?
yes, he's actually pretty good. I think Sego is the best Asian player, together with Lawrence Ilagan. I'm
Hmm.
actually making quite a statement here, I guess. But Noah is a pretty good player as well.
All
Yeah,
right.
he can
Well, let's see how
definitely
he does.
win, I guess.
Yeah, I think he can as well. I think this is a very even matchup, so we'll see how they do. All right, let's
But
send Robbie John onto the stage.
with Robbie John, he has his days where he hits like a 78 or something average, and he has his days where he hits a ton plus average. So it's kind of like which Robbie John turns up. So
That's very true. Very, very true. A little slow in putting the controls because I'm being very careful not to blow up my machine. Because, well,
what? No, 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 no. That's not how it goes
that's
in the
that's not how it goes. Okay, well,
Or
um,
maybe it is. Maybe it is.
maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I don't know.
You don't know. That's okay. So he's going to go on to
Yeah.
play Peter Wright. But it's kind of interesting that you say that because you look, Welby John went 9 for 31 on doubles. That's obviously not very good, but he just finished with a 146, so I guess he got that one right. Uh,
Well, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Could be. Could be this result. When you say 58 average for no Malikdom, that could be
That's
true.
85.
Oh yeah, 85. Thank you. Sorry, my English sometimes lets me down. So
That's okay.
85, yeah. That could be a true result. So
Right.
and it's
Okay.
a set system. So
hmm
yeah,
Yeah, so it seems reasonable. All right, so next to another match, I'm sure you're quite interested in the next three, but you're probably especially interested in this next one. We have Irishman Mickey Mansell against Ciego Asada from, someplace
Japan.
kind of interesting, I guess. Ah,
Yeah,
yes, Japan. I heard that's a nice place. What do you think?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
Absolutely.
really want to go to Japan
I
one
bet you
day.
do. I'm sure we all do. So, I really like Ciego. I actually think he's one of the most underrated players in the world. I truly believe that.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of fans now because, especially after the World Championship last year and the World Cup this year, he's getting a lot more fans than he had before.
As he should. He's earned them. He's played very well.
Yeah,
Mickey Mansell's
absolutely.
also played well. He won a Pro Tour, which was shocking, but some people would have said it's a long time coming. He's been a reasonable player for a while. He finally won something, so.
He also got fined, right?
I'm not
Because he
sure.
wasn't playing to his best abilities.
I could have been him. I don't really recall that. As for this match, I definitely pick Ciego. I think he's the better
Yeah,
player.
yeah,
And
Sego is definitely.
now, do be aware of the PDC Dart Simulator curse. So whatever it picks,
No, no, no.
in some ways you
And
would actually prefer it doesn't pick Ciego to win, but we'll see. All right. And there he goes on stage. And off we go. It's just so intense to watch the numbers just go
yeah, it is.
cycling along the screen. And Mickey Mansell
Oh
wins 3-1.
no!
Well, that's good news for you because that means Ciego will win in real life because
Oh,
anybody who's followed PDC Dart Simulator knows about the PDC Dart Simulator curse. Poor Ryan Joyce learned about it a couple weeks ago when my simulator actually picked him to win the whole major, and of course he did not even win one match. So anyway, he'll go on to face Keegan Brown, and next up we have um,
oh,
I don't know. Have you
oh,
ever heard of this next guy, Raymond van Barneveld? I think
oh,
I heard
never
of him
heard
once or
of him.
twice.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Okay, well,
Okay, I did, I did.
oh, you did.
No,
Okay,
it was a joke, guys. It was a joke.
yes, we all know who that is. One of the best
Yeah.
players to ever throw a dart. One of the most famous, most accomplished, most popular, and in fact, I think you'll agree with this. He changed the darting world forever when he essentially made darts a thing in the Netherlands.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But he should have quit earlier
Of
than.
course, he definitely should not have played this year. His heart has
Well,
not been in it. Honestly, I don't think his heart was even in it last year. I think I think he believed that he could turn it on whenever he wanted, and it just didn't happen. So the year
agree.
was more or less disastrous.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
And for us, for the Dutch fans, it was very hard to watch and to watch all the documentaries and to watch him on TV with the late night shows and talking about himself and about his feelings, and it was just hard to watch.
I agree. It's one of the hardest things to watch in any sport is to see a legend at the end when they just don't have anything left. And unfortunately, Barney has been to that point for the better part of the last couple of years. As for his opponent, Darren Young, probably one of the better American players, but
Hmm.
if Barney plays to his level, it should not be a contest. I'm picking Barney in this, and I'm sure you are
Same.
as well. Yeah. All right. So let's get this party started.
Could be different in real life because, like a week ago or something, he lost in an exhibition to Lorraine Winstanley.
But Lorraine Winstanley's awesome, so
She is, but like Barney, I don't think that's really good for his confidence.
yeah. But Lorraine Winstanley is one of my favorite players. If you're watching
I
this,
know, I
Lorraine,
know.
hi.
Lorraine, you're great. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And it's great that you won from
Yeah, we'll see.
Barney because
Yeah.
I'm more of a Lorraine fan than.
Oh, look at this. Barney
Oh,
won
oh,
despite a pitiful average.
I told you it's not great for his confidence.
No, he well, he
You
won.
can see it in the simulator.
Well, I mean, there is a variable for that, you know. I discussed that with you before we started, how that works.
Yeah.
So they were pretty. It was actually a very evenly played game. Look at that, 10 legs to 9, 87 to 86 averages, sets to 2. Yeah, it was a very even game. That's, well, truth be told, that's not a great result for Barney, but
Well, he won.
he
That's the
did
most
win,
important thing.
and he'll go on to play Jeffrey Deswan.
Yep.
So I have a funny feeling a Dutchman will win that match. Just a hunch. Up next, we have the Dutch Destroyer
It's
against.
one of my favorite players.
Yes, I noticed that you have a lot of favorite players in this first session. Very lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll be taking on Keen Barry, who I think is only 17. I could be wrong on that.
Yes. Yep. That's
Yes.
correct.
Yes, because when I did my research to put him on the game, I saw, oh, he's young. Wow. Apparently, he won the Tom Kirby Memorial Irish match play, which got him here. Good for him.
Yep.
And I mean, he must be pretty good since he actually won something of value to get here. At least I think that's
Yeah.
something of
Yeah.
value.
He's like one of the best youth players around right now.
Good for him.
He had
As
a great
for
year.
as for VVDV, we all know it all comes down to his back. If his back is
Yep.
bad, he's no good. If his back is good, he's still a good player. So what do you think? Will he be the good version or the bad version?
I think he'll be. Wow. I think he'll be the good version.
Well, I think so
Yeah.
too. I think he should win, but sometimes those young guys can surprise you, but maybe the pressure will be too much. We'll see. All right. And we're off. Vincenazzo's also a very fast player. And he was very fast in
Yeah.
disposing of Keen Barry. 9 legs to 5, 3 sets to nil. So I guess, I guess 2 of the 3 sets went to deciders based on common sense of math.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go ahead and stick this one into the books. Move
Not a
him down.
very great average again.
Not so much. He'll go on to face Chizzy, who is also known for not very good averages. All right, shall we move on to session 2?
Yes, sure.
Splendid. All right, up next we have Harry Ward, who shockingly won a Pro Tour event out of nowhere earlier in the year against Madars Razma from the ever so awesome country of Latvia. And apparently he won the PDC NB Order of Merit, which got him here. He's actually not a bad player. Seen him on some Euro Tour events when he wins. Is it the wins the which qualifier does he win? Because I've seen him a few times. Is it
There's a
Northern
Nordic
Europe?
Baltic
Nordic
qualifier,
Baltic.
right?
Okay, that's what they call it, right? I was thinking like Northern Europe because you see like a Swede or a Dane or something like that that never does anything, but
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
right. So I don't know. Do you like either of these players?
Yeah, they're not. I don't like hate them. I don't like them. That's like I don't prefer one of them.
Yeah,
You
to
know
me
what I
they.
mean?
Yeah, to me they're both, average PDCers. Should be a pretty good game, I think. Neither one. They've both had some success. They both had some failures, so I think it'll be close. Who do you pick?
I think it will be Ward.
I'm going Rasma, 3-2.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that was really fast.
Yeah.
Well, you got me on that one. Harry Ward with the win.
It
But
is close. It's
it
close.
was close. Well, we both said it would be close. It shows
A
we
lot
know
of
our
180s by watch.
yeah, he had 6 and 23 legs is pretty good. I mean, this was two very evenly matched players, just like we expected. So I'm not surprised that it was this close. So he will go on to face Simon Whitlock. We'll, of course,
Interesting.
yeah, we'll discuss that here in a couple more videos. All right, up next we have Ross Smith against Ciaran Tehan. Ross Smith, of course, most known for the Curse of Ross Smith, the
Yeah.
nine-darter streak that lasted 5 years on the Euro Tour.
Hmm.
Ciaran Tehan, he won the Development Tour Order of Merit. Oh, sorry, he was second on the Development Tour, which got him a ticket here. So how do you feel about these two guys?
Well, I think obviously Ross Smith is going to win this. But surprises could be there as well. I think Tihan lost to Keen Barry as well on the Tom Kirby Memorial.
I see. Yeah, I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think Ross Smith should win this pretty easily. I'm thinking 3-0 or 3-1. I think he's just the better
Yeah.
player. Taeyeon's, a reasonable player, and I think he may be better in time, but Ross Smith is just more established. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how we do.
They might miss a lot of the doubles as well.
Yes, they very well might. Or they can look at those averages; they're almost
Yeah.
identical. But
Oh, wow.
it came down to doubles. Look, 10-25
Yeah.
versus 7-25. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty realistic. Low 90s averages is pretty normal for a first round match, I think. So, um, do we care about this next match?
Yeah, very much, very
We
much.
are you sure you don't want to skip it?
I'm
Okay.
afraid of what your simulator will do, and your simulator has also kicked Seigo out of the tournament already, and I'm
But
not
remember
looking
that's
forward of it kicking Mikuru out as well. So
but remember that's good news for you because it
I
whoever it
know.
kicks out always wins. So, but in the real world, like we know James Richardson's is a reasonably decent player. He got here on
His
the Pro
walk-on song
Tour.
is great.
What?
His walk-on song is great.
Yes. And of
Vindaloo.
course, yeah, of course, Mikuru we all know is the women's world champion. She qualified as rest of the world qualifier in the PDC ladies qualifying event, beating a fellow countryman in her quest to make it. So I guess you could say that Japan was destined to have several players here this
Ow!
year.
I'm sorry, that was my cat.
Ah,
But Japan has 3 players in it. That's a record. And well, yeah, so that's great news to me as well. I would have loved to see Kasumi Sato as well, but Mikuru is great. She could win this. I hope she takes the experience from the Grand Slam and play her best game, and then she could win this.
well, I think she could win it as
But
well. I
yeah,
think she might win a set. I don't feel I can
yeah,
pick her to win because I think James Richardson's a pretty good player. But
yeah,
if he doesn't bring his best, I think he could lose one or even two sets. But she's going to have to play her very best to win. But she might just do that. I've in the simulator I've hit 90 plus averages with her before when I've played as her. So it can be done. We will see if it gets done. So let's take a shot. And here we go. Hey, she won a set. That's something, right?
it's something.
It is.
Well, if she loses here, then she might win in real life.
Well,
She might.
she did. Well, look at the legs. 10 legs to 6. She threw two 180s, 84 average. That's that's a pretty solid showing, to be honest. She took 6 legs off a guy who averaged 95. That's not easy to do. She took a set off of a guy who averaged 95.
Mm.
So, I mean, Richardson definitely brought his good game, and he
Yeah.
needed it because she brought a pretty solid game herself. So maybe not quite the result you were hoping for, but
Yeah, kind of expected it.
yeah, I guess we have to always be realistic that to have her actually upset a pretty good PDCer is probably not going to happen yet, but she at least showed she belongs and shows that she can be competitive, so that's definitely something she can take going forward. So I think that's actually pretty solid. Up next, we have Willie O'Connor against Marco Cantelli. Of course, we all know Willie O'Connor made the finals of the
World Cup.
World Cup with his partner Steve Lennon, who played out of his mind that week.
Yep.
And
Amazing.
Willie's been playing pretty consistently well all year, so I could see him as a threat. Marco
Yeah.
Cantelli, well, he's from Finland, so
Yeah, I have a friend who's crazy about Finland and all Finnish players, so I know a bit about Kantele. Yeah.
yeah, I also like the country of Finland quite a lot myself, so I know a lot about the Finnish players. I also have to know they're just not that good.
I agree. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Also, we always fill in the bracket of RTL7, and we all of my friends have Kantele out of the first round. So yeah,
Yeah, I
I think
gotta.
O'Connor is going to win.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. O'Connor, he's just playing so well right now that I don't see how Cantele can really stay with him. I just don't think that's realistic right now. I mean, you never know. Anything can happen, but I'm thinking 3-0 to O'Connor. How about you?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, nothing for Kantele there.
I agree. Let's see. And whoa, there's our biggest average of the day so far.
Oh,
Well, Irish Darts fan, if you're watching, hope you enjoyed that, because I'm sure he did. He only lost 1 leg and put up the first ton plus average of the day. So well done to Mr. O'Connor. You will be moving on to face Gerwin Price. That's going to be a tough matchup, but we'll see if he can do it. All right, up next we have James Wilson against Nico Kurz. James Wilson, the Lethal Biscuit. He barely qualified.
he was not very good this year.
No, not at all. And he fell out of the top 32 in the world, so that's obviously a problem. As for Nico Kurz, he was the German Super League winner. And I think we could agree that there were better German players that did not make it.
Schindler.
That's one.
Yeah, I think Martin Schindler has been so unlucky. He didn't qualify for like everything he could qualify for, and like just nearly. And the Super League was one of those things.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough year for him.
Yeah.
Even with James Wilson's bad year, I still like him in this match, though. How about you?
Well, I think it will be very close in real life because Nico Kurz is a great player. He's kind of one of those talents I see uh, who might come in the future. And well, James Wilson obviously not doing the best he can. So yeah, I think it will be close, but I think right now Wilson is going to win.
All right, you think it's close? I don't, so we'll see how it goes.
And yeah, not in the simulator, but I think in real life it can be close.
Let's see. 110. Let's see. 5-3-1-1. Now, if anybody's wondering, oh my goodness. I was just about to say, if anybody's wondering how I'm getting all these other players, I'm actually using a special World Championship Edition version of PDC Dart Simulator. I may or may not actually release it, but that's how I have all these extra players. They're not available in the standard version. Anyway, so there's an upset. Uh, our second winner by a qualifier.
Told you he was talented.
Well, apparently you know more than me, so well done, Merel. You definitely know your darts. I guess that's why I invited you here.
Thank you.
But no, for the special edition, I didn't just randomly assign stuff. I did my research just like every other player I add. Maybe not quite as in depth, but I tried to make the better ones play better, and I give them better chances. Whereas the not as good ones, not as much. So it's their performances should mirror their actual abilities. Anyway, up next we have one of my favorite players, Luke Humphreys, against Devin Peterson, another very exciting guy to watch. I really like both these players. They're both a lot of fun. How about you?
Well, I agree with that. Not really a big fan of Luke Humphreys. I don't dislike him, but I'm just not a fan. But I am a big fan of Devin Peterson. I think he's a lot of fun to watch with his walk on and everything. Um, but he's not very consistent.
Very
Um,
true.
yeah, so and I think Luke Humphreys had also not a very consistent year, but very brave of him getting out with his mental problems.
Oh, for sure. That must have been really hard.
Yeah, so I hope he's on the better side now, getting better, and yeah, hope
Yeah,
for him he's going to get far again.
yeah, I hope so too. Because once he came out with that, I even sent him a message and asked him like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you really, giving up on darts? What's going on?" He's like, "No, I'll be okay." He's like, just having some problems, and he told me, "Yeah, I'll get through them," and he's working hard at it, I'm sure. And he did get a little better as the year went on. So
Yeah.
it looks like he's winning the battle, so that's good. I'm definitely cheering for him to be able to do his best. I think he wins this, but wouldn't
We'll
shock
see.
me if he didn't, because Devin's very unpredictable and he can certainly do some good things. So, what do you say we take a look? And we are off. And wow,
Yeah,
99 average. Look at that.
great match for
Yeah, great
great
match for
match.
Luton. 9 for 13 on doubles, 4 ton plus checkouts. Well, that tells you he was certainly clutch. And even Devin had a good game. I mean, 94 average, 6 for 15. That's going to win you a lot of times, but not this time.
Yes.
All right, we have two more matches to look at after we slide him down to take on another Dutchman, Jermaine Watamina. All right, now we have our other Irishman of the World Cup, Steve Lennon against Callan Rids. Steve Lennon, of course, had a very nice year, moved up in the rankings, got himself here. Callan Rids won the Challenge Tour. He will have a tour card next year, and he gets to start off with a nice World Championship appearance. What do you think of this match?
I don't know really because I've seen the results of Callan Ritz on the challenge tour, and he was pretty good. So I don't know because Lennon has been doing pretty well during the World Cup, but he has also been doing not so well during some tournaments and matches. So I find this one hard to call.
I agree. I think it'll be close, kind of like the Wilson Kerrs match. I think you get two pretty good players who could keep it close and interesting. So let's see what we got. And we have a Steve Lennon win. Callan Rids apparently did not play his best, only an 84 average.
Makes
So,
sense.
yeah, that's just not going to win you too often on the PDC. It's hard to win with less than 90, but
Mm.
He'll play Danny Noppert, yet another Dutchman. So many Dutchmen out there. All right, and our final match of this day and this video is going to be Kim Huybrechts and Hert Nintjes. Did I say that right?
Geert Nijntjes.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kim Huybrechts used to be a Premier League player. He was knocking on the door of the top 10, and now he's not even in the top 32. Oh, that is a bit of a fall. As for
Yes.
Nentjes, he was first on the development tour, so he will also have a tour card next year. Good for him. And he will also be starting out his career, I guess technically as a professional, with World Championship appearance. Who do you like in this one?
I think Huybrechts is going to win. I believe Geert Nijntjes was on the World Championship last year as well. Yeah, he was. I'm sure of it. And so I hope he takes the experience from last year and have a blast this year. And I think it can be interesting. Maybe Geert will win. I
Yeah,
hope so, but I think it will be Kim.
I think he could win as well, but yes, it should be Kim. He's certainly much more experienced and much more accomplished, and under normal circumstances, I think we could agree he's certainly the better player, but he's just been so wildly inconsistent that you never know what you're going to get. So I think it's another match where it just depends on which Kim shows up, so we will see. And we are off. And Kim took care of business and played a solid game and wins 3-1. But that's what should happen. I mean, there's no reason why someone with his talent and experience should be hovering around the cut line to make the tournament. But hey, here we are. All right, so we will go ahead and put this result in the books. Kim Huybrechts will take on Rob Cross, who, of course, is a world champion. And there we have it. We had 16 matches here. We had 14 of the 16 won by the Pro Tour player and 2 won by qualifiers. Well done to Ben Robb and Nico Kurz, who were able to pull the upsets. So in the next video, we will check out our next 16 matches, and that will finish off round 1 before we dive into round 2 and start seeing our top 32 world players. So that will be the end of this video. I want to give a special thanks to my amazing co-host Merel, who gave us some amazing analysis and some amazing insight to all of these matches, and is clearly a much better predictor than I am, but that's good. It's great to have an expert here with me. So, anything you'd like to say before we sign off for now?
Well, it was great to do this, and I'm looking forward to the next sessions. So yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
as am I. Yes, so thank you everybody who watched this. Please do remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Be sure to check out her, Merel here at Merel180 on Twitter and various other places. So, till next time, everyone, have a great day, and we will see you next time.